What's up, guys? It is Monday, March 4th, 3:30 p.m. Welcome to yet another week of training. It is week 5 now of 12 in prep for the Eugene Marathon. And we're ready to rock. We are back in Ohio today, and it is unbelievably beautiful. I was worried about coming home to miserable weather again, but not today. The first day in a while where I got to break out the shades here. So we have 6 miles on the agenda today. Just a nice, easy run, and we're gonna go knock them out and enjoy the weather. It's arguably nicer than it was in Scottsdale out here. So in this video, I'm gonna take you through what it is like to go through one of these normal weeks of training. The day-to-day, hitting the runs, nutrition, getting into the gym, and everything that goes into a marathon prep. We hit 40 miles last week. I think we're down to 37 this week, and then jumping back up to 45. Next week. I just got back from a massage, so my legs are feeling really good. My shoulder is all messed up, so that's feeling better. Oh, just gonna pop my hips, get a couple stretches on in, and we're gonna go knock these out. Then after this, we're gonna go smash some food and go see Dune 2, which just came out like last weekend. And just like that, we have 6 miles down the hatch, 49 minutes, 42 seconds, 8:14 minute per mile pace. Not even exaggerating, that was probably my best run of the entire year. I just had a blast out there. I think I mentioned earlier, but the weather's been just awful in Ohio all year, the past couple months, and it's gorgeous today. And I don't know, something about being out on your home turf, on your main trail, running your best route at my favorite distance, probably 6 miles. That might be my favorite distance to run right now. Oh, just so good. Reminder of like why I love running, right? You need these runs to come in every so often to really, remind yourself of why you do this, and not even just why you do it, but like why you enjoy doing it, and the true that's the feel good runs. And I think somebody mentioned or I read somewhere, 30% of your runs will be like hard to push through and get done. 30% of your runs will just be like, indifference. And then 30% of your runs are like the fuck yeah runs. This is a fuck yeah run. And I would argue I probably have more than 30%. Maybe not. Maybe not. But it's like when you have them, you want to cherish them. For anybody that's struggling with running, or you've gotten into running and haven't necessarily stayed consistent, or you're trying to get back into it, but you got to look at why you weren't able to stay consistent with it. And odds are it's because more than 30% of your runs were the, oh shit, I hate this runs. And that's likely the case because you're not running properly. Like if you're a new runner, number one, don't try to run so far. Like I went 6 miles, but you have to realize 6 miles for me might be the equivalent of a half mile for you or somebody else, or 1 mile for somebody else, or 10 miles or 20 miles for somebody else. You can't look at a video like this or people online or videos you see and compare your paces and mileage to somebody else. It's just so dumb. And I think that's something that I've done a phenomenal job of from the very beginning of my running journey, is I don't get into running to win races or compete. I'm not gonna pursue the Olympic trials. At least I don't foresee that happening. Running's just about being better than you were yesterday. It's just about progression. Right, winning and running is progressing, and I love that because there's also no end destination here, right? There's no championship game. Training is a never-ending process of constant improvement. It's a hill that is always fun to climb for me. I think that's the big first reason why people struggle with running. I think the other is that you run too fast. Look at these paintball belts, they're still coming in. The other thing is you just run too fast. The reason why that run was so fun is because I wasn't having to focus on the run. When you're watching your watch or you're watching the treadmill tick up, right? It's because you're not able to disconnect. And you're not able to disconnect because your body's having to try so hard. And it's you're forcing yourself through it. You never want to be running paces, at least on easy runs, where you're forcing yourself through it. And if you're new to running, that's really all you should be doing right now, is running at a very, very slow conversational pace. When you can just go out there and you go 1, 2, 3 miles without even thinking about your watch or thinking about how far you're going, and you got music going in your ears and you disconnect and you're soaking up the sun and scenery, like, oh, that is why I love running. Food is prep for the week. What's up, fools? It is Wednesday. Wednesday, you know what Wednesday means. It's quality session day. We have a big one lined up today. Problem is, it's 7:30 p.m. Sun is down and it's getting cold out here, but we got to get the run in nonetheless. I was not leaving that bed this morning. Today was one of those days, guys. Today was one of those days. I just was not getting out of bed. It was also one of those days where like you kind of get out of bed and like you kind of wake up and like you got halfway there and then you still go back to bed, if that tells you anything. But even that said, we are out here and we are committed to getting the run in tonight. So we're gonna go knock it out. We have a 7-mile quality session, warm up 1 mile, and then we have like 6:33, 6:55, 6:33, 6:55, 6:33, 1 mile cool down. I think that total 7 miles. So running 6:33 to 6:55 over the course of 5 miles back and forth, that is like that is scary to me. That is scary to me. I've talked about this many a times on quality session days. Quality sessions oftentimes are like, oh man, I wonder if I can really do that. And then I often surprise myself. And then I'm like, oh, I really didn't know if I could do that. Today is another one of those days. I do not know if I am truly capable of hitting these paces properly. But that's also one of the things that makes running so fun, right? Is that you are constantly progressing. You're going new distances and new paces that you've never really had or challenged yourself to go before. It's a really good sign of your progression as a runner, which is for me one of the biggest reasons why I still run today, is I love that sense of progression and growth and development and pushing myself. And this is a great way to do it. That's why it should be incorporated into your training. So it's cold, it's dark. The water is really, really, really high. It's spilling onto the trail in some places. So hopefully I don't have many puddles I'm running through. Well, really, hopefully any puddles that I'm going to be running through tonight. That would be nice. I don't need freezing, cold, wet feet. That's not going to help my paces. But you got to go in with confidence, you know, just like trust yourself that it's in your programming and you're ready for it and knock it out. And like runs in the evening, this is why I typically like running in the morning. It's nice to get it out of the way early, and it's just not something you have to think about all day long and remember to do. But it's also good to kind of disconnect from work. You know, I still have some work I got to wrap up and a lot of stuff bouncing in my head. So I'll probably think through a lot of stuff. I get a lot of thoughts out here on evening runs, but it's also a good chance to just deconnect and decompress. And you might be saying, well, John, why wouldn't you just wrap up all of your work first and then go out for the run? And you know, that would probably be a smarter way to do things. That'd probably be a great way to do things, but that is not what I did. And I'm gonna hit the paces, right? Go in with that confidence that you fucking got it. That you got it. And we'll make it a good run. Oh, fuck. Well, shit. My feet are drenched. I'm not even 0.1 miles into the... What do I do? What do I do? I guess I just go for it. We're rolling. Cramps are coming, and this is a bad idea shooting this. I can't see shit. We're in the thick of the woods, and it's quite dark. But we're moving. Let's go, baby. What a run. What a run that was. 7 miles, 15 minutes, 2 seconds, 7:08 minute per mile pace. That was my fastest recorded 5K time. That's gotta be my fastest recorded 5 miles as well. And it was my fastest recorded 1 mile. I never run a 1 mile for time, but I think 6:24, 6:22. I have to go check, but I recorded a new 1 mile time record. So PRs were set today, baby. Feet are wet, but they held up fine. And I wore the vapor flies, so these don't really retain any water. You know, it's not, you know, a thick padded material like the Asics. My daily trainers, I brought out the fast shoes today. And dude, I was flying. It feels so good to run fast and feel yourself able to sustain it as well. I was a little worried though, man. Well, running through the woods when there was no street lights or city lights at all, it was pitch black. That could have been a big log sitting there in the trail. I wouldn't have even seen it. I had my flashlight on, but it didn't really do much. The way I think through going on quality sessions and running fast paces is very different than long runs and easy runs. You know, those runs are very much like focus on the mile that you're in, break it down into chunks, right? Don't try to think too far forward. With quality sessions, it's very different because the times are so different per mile. And right now, the difference for me is about 8:30 versus today I was running like 6:30 to 6:50. And like that's by percentage a very big difference in your per mile time. So the miles move much quicker, right? You never have to like think about, oh, is this mile almost over yet, because they move so quickly, right? So it's much easier for me, instead of just thinking about finish the mile I'm in, what I'm thinking about when I'm having these cramps and I feel like I'm lagging a little bit, it's like, all right, I only have 4 miles left. I only have 3 miles left. I can carry through 3 miles at virtually any pace I push myself to. Obviously, that's not physically true, but like that's the mentality. It's like 3 more miles, I got it. It's nothing, right? It's that confidence that you know you can push through and you can hold on for 3 miles, because those 3 miles, that's what, like 19 minutes, 20, less than, it's about 20 minutes, yeah. Mentally, it's just a different battle. It's a different journey to push through, a different perspective when I think through the run, and I like that. I like that. It's a good feeling to be so confident that you can just hold on and carry through for a few more miles. So that is a big dub. That is a big dub. Really proud of that one. Fuck yeah. It's Thursday. We're in the gym hitting a chest day, and it's a rough one. I'm struggling today. Strength is super low. I'm really tired, even though I took pre-workout. And the strength and stamina is just not there. So if you're struggling in the gym to get a good set in, turn the camera on, even if you're not going to do anything with the footage besides watching yourself. It gives you a nice little push. Saturday coming up on 10 a.m. Saturday, you know the drill. It's long run day. Yesterday we hit a run pretty late in the evening, just a 5 miler out in the rain. It was kind of nice actually. A little chilly. We're getting a late start today. Got some much needed sleep. And we got a big run on the schedule. To be specific about this run that we have on the schedule, it is a 14 miler. It's going to be a mile warm up. It's going to be 10 miles at 6:55. Is that right? Oh, dude. 10 miles at 6:50. That said 7:09 yesterday. I think my coach updated that one. And then a 3 mile cool down. So 10 straight miles to rip at 7:55. Oh, guys, when I ran that half marathon in January, I ran 6:50, 6:49 pace. And it was like tough to hold on to for the whole race, post taper and everything. So this is like, this run is no joke. This run is no joke, so it'll be cool to see, you know, my fitness, how it compares on a random Saturday to a race day. but I'm gonna have to be ready. Oh, am I excited for it? No, not really. I really don't feel great, if I'm honest. I need to do a little mobility this morning. Oh, I've been popping my hips. Ooh, there we go. So that's been helping. I'm gonna drive to the head of the trail to mix up the location a little bit, and since it's gonna be 7 miles out, the trail either way from where I live is like 5 miles, 5.5, either way. So that way I don't have to run all the way back past my place and then back. I can just do 7 out, 7 back. And I like to drive to different spots of the trail because it gives you a bit of change in scenery. And I'm gonna choose the side with more woods today. So we have apple and peanut butter that I'm gonna eat for breakfast. We got a scoop of G1M Sports, it's another 80 grams of carbs. We have a Go Gel, and then I'll probably sip on another scoop of G1M Sport or just electrolytes on the way over to the run. All right, we've made it to the starting line, we'll call it. Man, I don't know what's going on, dude. I am not ready to go. And it sucks, guys, when you're not ready to go and it's cold and it's overcast, it's raining a little bit, it's windy. You know, it's easy when it's sunny, beautiful day, birds are chirping. Not today. Not today. But we are going to get the run done and we're going to hit our paces nonetheless. It's nice driving to a place though, because it in some ways replicates race conditions, right? I got to get up, get ready, fuel up. We're going to drive there, we're going to prep, and we're going to let her rip. So my big objective here is, since I have 10 miles at that pace, there's no need to constantly be checking. No, I gotta make sure I'm on target, but I'm not shifting my paces up and down. So even though, as you can tell, it's not an easy pace for me to sustain, given that it's just 10 straight through, it gives me the chance to lock in, right, to find that rhythm and to find the groove. And if I can do that, I can shut my mind off a little bit and ride it out. Easier said than done, but that's the goal here today. Well, that's gonna result in a change of plans. 3 miles left on the speed work. I'm struggling, but I can do 3 more miles of anything, baby. I can do 3 more miles of anything. All right, that's 11 miles. 10 miles up, 6:55. I got the hiccups as soon as I stopped. You know, like when you question, oh man, I might puke. Those hiccups. But we got it done. Legs are tired. You know, I'm definitely becoming friends with some faster paces and legs cycling that fast. It's definitely more of a mental battle. You know, I really couldn't check out mentally, hardly at all. From about mile 7 to 9 was probably the best. You know, I just found a good rhythm. I found a little bit of the groove. All in all, even though I hit sub 6:55 for 10 miles straight, my paces were still up and down throughout the mile. You know, it's like I check my watch, I got 0.2, 0.3 miles left and I'm lagging behind. So you gotta go faster than 6:55 to catch your average back up. We got the workout done nonetheless. 3 cool down miles to go. And that's gonna wrap up 14 miles. And an hour 44, 47, so 7:29 minute per mile pace. 10 miles in a row, sub 6:55. We got her done. Now we're just gonna rip through Chipotle, grab a couple bowls, and head on home. I had to stop over here because I took my sweatshirt off in the middle of the run. Just threw it on the side of the trail, so made a little pit stop on the right way back for the little debrief. Let's go eat. Now that's gonna be some calories. It's Sunday 9 a.m. and we are heading out to the gym to cap off the week with a good old lift. We're gonna hit shoulders and we're gonna hit arms and we're gonna hit shoulders and we're gonna hit arms. And we're gonna do a nice little pump session on the Sunday. We made some progress yesterday. I edited 4 or 5 videos that have just been sitting there post the Long Beach Marathon, so threw them up. You know, I go through the cycle of just procrastinating on my uploads and then batching them all at once. So I need to get in a good groove of putting them up there consistently. Because like, when I batch them like that, it doesn't give me the same kind of opportunity to innovate, right? It's not like I can see the last video that I made and intentionally try to make the next video better. It's like I've just been, which is fine, it's like I've just been continuing to do the same thing for the sake of doing it without having the tangible like creation of that to, I don't know, reflect on, to view. Where it's like, oh, okay, I could do this better, I could do that better next week. It's like, well, I have 16 weeks of videos that I gotta make. I'll probably continue doing this weekly upload series through the end of Eugene prep. This is what, the end of week 5, week 6. But what does that mean? That means that like we still got some good time left, but like we're getting close. We are getting close. We had 37 miles this week, so it was a slight pullback. A lot of fast mileage this week though, for sure. And we're up to, I think, 45 next week, which will be the highest mileage in a bit. So, got to take care of the legs today and be ready for that starting next week. But all in all, that is going to round out another week of training. So, taking down pre-workout. I have my meal prep ready to go. Just made my morning smoothie. And we're gonna go knock it out, baby. So if you want to keep following the journey, subscribe. And I guess I'll be back tomorrow.